Archfiend or the opening of the Ritual Chamber, any big creature that we can put the Obliterator down and just, that's beautiful. I'm fairly certain the game will end next turn. Fairly certain, but we will see. So, Obliterator. Target creature fights that other one, and he just needs to remove everything on the battlefield. So, yep. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to another video on the channel. Today's video is going to be another standard deck tag, and this one is amazing. I'm letting you know right now, this deck is fantastic. I really enjoyed playing it. It played perfectly as it should. Honestly, go watch a couple of the gameplay videos. You'll see that we actually never really struggled that much with this deck. I felt like we were always more in control than behind the game, you know. The strategy is extremely simple. You wanna play lands, hopefully get Lumbering World Wagon on the battlefield by turn 3 and ramp up as soon as possible, because you want to get to a stage where you have Phyrexian Obliterator and Bushwhack in your hand. If you can play this in the same turn, fantastic, because I don't think a Phyrexian Obliterator will survive that long on the battlefield. You want to use the Bushwhack's ability, target creature you control fights target creature you don't control, selecting the Obliterator and the biggest thing your opponents control. That's the most important thing, because that way they will sacrifice most things they own. We had a game where basically our opponent lost everything he had. All his lands, a creature and an enchantment. It was basically a board wipe, a farewell. That was amazing. Kudos to our opponent in that game. He did not quit, but we managed to win. Obviously, he was way behind at that point. But you know, this deck is super complete. You have early removal with Cut Down and Go for Throat. You have things to mess with your opponent's hand with Duress. You have card draw with Mosswood Dread Knight. You have ramp with the World Wagon. You have life gain also with the Revenant because it has life link, and the ballot, when it enters you get 4 life. Virtue of Persistence serves as early removal and life gain, so it's a little, you know, between this. Surak is basically card draw, and you have Maelstrom Pulse to deal with whatever pesky, how can I say this, with whatever your opponent plays that he has more than one on the battlefield. My English is good. But yeah, like if you're playing against artifacts, for example, you know, like the deck that I showed in the last video, where you're going to create a bunch of tokens with the Simulacrum synthesizer, you can either take out the several synthesizers on the battlefield or the several tokens, you know, that your opponent create. You can go with I don't know, let's say your opponent has 3 Hopeless Nightmares on the battlefield and you know he's playing the bounce deck. You can just take them out with the Maelstrom Pulse. This is a tough card to name, Jesus. But yeah, that's basically the deck. It works pretty well. I had a blast playing it. It's fun, it's competitive, it's strong when it works. Obviously, it's not always going to work. We have 5 games. Those were the 5 games we actually played. So I'm on a 100% win rate, but we all know how this is. I think this is a 50% win rate, 51, 52. I think this is basically not a meta deck, but the closest to it without being at that level. So try it out. The cards are around for, I've been around for a while, except the Revenant, which is new. Ishless Village that I added to the original list that I found just because I thought it would make sense to surveil, and Surak. Those 3 are new from this Tarkir set, but you know, move around some cards, remove some cards, and add others that you think will fit very well here, and I think you'll have a blast with this deck as well. But let me know in the comments what you think if you try it out, and I'm not gonna waste any more of your time. Let's get in some games. Let's see what happens against Nicoletta. I don't know, I guess I'm gonna say Italian. My Italian brethren. I'm not Italian. I'll keep. This seems pretty decent. We can use the bushwhack to search for a third land for the lumbering world wagon, or he can just annoy the living crap out of me in the first play of the game. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm not annoyed yet. That will come for sure. You know what this does. Okay, that is something. I'll go get a go for throat because I don't know exactly what our opponent is playing. Plus, right now my my original idea is to use the bushwhack. What you gonna go for, Karzi or the Revenant or the World Wagon? I would go for the World Wagon myself. Yep, that makes a lot of sense. So let us do this. And you know, we'll deal with whatever comes. So let's first put that one there. Let's start getting more and more lands on the battlefield. I think that's the best play we can get to, I guess. I don't know if our opponent is being a little mana screwed, but we also don't have green sources, so he can kill it, but unless he exiles the Revenant, we can still put in a shift or two for us, you know? A shift in this case. Okay, so we'll just have to wait a little bit to actually do something with it. Next turn we have to play it again unless we get Mosswood Dreadnought or Obliterator or something like that. Okay, the Virtue. What else? What else is coming? Come on, my guy. Okay, we can also Surak and then Lumbering World Wagon. I think that's the play here. You know, just to try and get a little bit more value. I guess our opponent doesn't really have anything, or else he's just very good with the full control stuff. Okay, he got the fourth land he needed. Liliana of the Veil. Okay, so I'm gonna have to what? Sacrifice a creature. Yeah, that makes sense. Ooh, that's nice. I like this. I definitely like this. I don't want Liliana around there. No way, Jose. We just need to be a little bit lucky with our next couple of draws, you know? Like, if we get an Obliterator, I'm not gonna play it immediately, but, you know. Green source wouldn't be terrible, you know. Wastewood Verge, Llanowar Wastes, Kishla Village as well, so that we could Obstinate Ballot, but damn it. Oh yes, actually yes, please. Yes please. Yes please. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Nicoletta. That was great. I love it. Oh, that was fantastic, actually. Our opponent was minus screwed for a little while, but you know, let's see what happens next. Let's get into another one. Okay, let's get into another one immediately against Mr. Elk 3. I'll keep it. I'll Blooming March into the rest. We are just one away from the World Wagon. That seems decent enough. Let's see what our opponent is playing with. Okay, so it is. I'll take that one out because I'm going to assume he's going to be a bounce, discard and bounce. So if he doesn't have Hopeless Nightmares to start the loop, that's not that terrible. Okay, I'll go with the Underground Mortuary. Another one. I don't think I want another one now. We need to be much more aggressive against these kinds of decks. Well, the World Wagon will get countered. This one will not. He will use Momentum Breaker, but it's one less thing you know, for him to use. So that's my thought process here. Plus he played, oh my god, that sucks. Plus he played everything, so now I can actually use play the world wagon and start ramping up a little bit. Okay, more ramping. That kind of sucks, but we're here for the ride, I guess. How are we going to play this? Well, we're gonna start by the racing again. He has counters, so that's what I want him to do. I want him to use the counters and to use the things that he has. I could also Maelstrom Pulse the Momentum Breaker before he bounces it. I think I'm gonna do this. It's very likely that he has more in his hand already, but just in the off chance that he doesn't, then I think this is the play. I don't know if our opponent is mana screwed or what, but okay, let's see what he has now. Because there's a lot of counters I can pay for. Not this, obviously, but again, it's still here. So we can still do something with him, you know, with the Revenant. So we're playing against a very slow control-y build, so let's do this again, you know. Let's try and attack with the... Okay. I am fine with that. I am definitely fine with that. And we got a draw out of that. Let's see if we can connect with our 7-4. We could. Fantastic. Beautiful. Okay, so it's an 8-4 that just needs a 4-3 on the battlefield, or a 4 something on the battlefield. I'll take the Go for Throat out. That is a terrible draw. Okay, we gotta keep going. There's not a lot we can do, you know, if we don't get the mana we need. The cards we need, there's definitely not a lot we can do. Okay, so we got the Obliterator. Well, I think we can play it. He's not gonna have a lot of creatures for me to fight, so I can definitely play the Obliterator and then try and Lumbering World Wagon. Like, I don't think I have a lot to lose, you know? He can counter it, obviously, but again, what's the chance? Not trying anything, you know? Okay, he's gonna counter that. We're gonna try and kill that. So, hey, we both lost. Oh, damn it. So now I'm kind of thinking, I haven't seen any bounce spells and our enchantment, so I guess he has. So what's worse for me? Nowhere to Run. I think Nowhere to Run is kind of terrible here in this matchup, because I'm going to need at least one creature to stay. So maybe I should wait up a little. Now that I have these two, I'm kind of thinking I should wait up 1 or 2 more turns at least. Because who knows, man, I might get Restless Cottage, right? Or something. An Obstinate Ballad is not bad. That kind of makes me want to risk the Obliterator. I have 2 more. Yeah, I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna make him just go all out with the counters, man. Why not? Okay, Behold the Dragon. I'll pay it. Let him use another counter. That is fine by me. Like, he lost 2 cards just to remove 1 thing off the battlefield. I'm perfectly fine with that. That's fine. Go all out, my guy. Another lumbering world wagon. I think... I can do this. Yeah. I think this isn't a terrible play, but we'll see. So I'm gonna get another one. And now I'm gonna try an obstinate ballot, man. Like... Okay. Gain 4 life. And now let me see if I can connect with the world wagon. At the very least, I'm taking cards out of my deck, which is fantastic. Land cards. Okay. Okay, so now we're in a very good spot. We just need something more permanent on the battlefield. Yeah, I think I'll take that one out for now. I think that's smart. You know, he's only on 3 lives, so he might be able to deal with that one. But I don't know if he the other one, the other world wagon, I mean. But I don't know if he has mana enough to deal with both things. Okay, that is something, man. Let's risk it. Why not? I still have 3 to pay for something. Perfect. Okay, so now we just kind of need to wait. He doesn't really have anything except airtie, which I'll take it. If that's what I have, I'll take it. But we're kind of in top deck mode, which I'm not a big fan of. That sucks, man. That really does suck. God damn it, bro. And we got the terrible draw. Of course we do. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. Well, for 1, 2. Yeah, I think I have more than enough. So I'll kill that thing. And I'll put that thing on the battlefield now. And I'll just pass turn. Like, we are so close. We just need to be a little bit lucky with our opponent's next top decks. And the rest is easy. Okay.
I will miss you forever.
I cannot do that, so I will... Okay, so that counts as a creature. That's fine. So... I kind of want the meringue. No, I don't. I want to destroy that thing. Okay, I'll destroy that. I'll lose my bushwhack, but it really is not doing anything here. The drawing of a card kind of sucks, but oh my god. Of course I get land in such a vital moment. Okay, go for throat. It's not terrible. That's not the worst card to have, because if our opponent has some creature or whatever, I can kill it with the go for throat. And we got the win. Jesus, this was a great game, man. Our opponent played all kinds of counters, all kinds of removal spells, exiling, discarding. God damn it. These strategies are boring but effective as hell. I felt like I did what I needed to do, you know, like we got the rest, so we used them. We put a lot of things on the battlefield to draw out as many counters and removal spells as possible, and we managed to win it at the end with a little bit of luck, but we'll take it. Let's get into another one. 2 very, very, very solid wins. Let's get into another one straight after. Let's get into another one. I don't know how to pronounce our opponent's name, so I'm not gonna try. This hand isn't perfect, but I'll keep it. Again, we have Duress to see what's up, Cut Down to deal with the early game, Maelstrom Pulse to, I don't know if maybe tokens, and the Lumbering World Wagon. We're just one land away from that, so I don't want Cut Down now. I want land for my Lumbering World Wagon. This card is very good, man. Okay, so let's see if we got it. We indeed got it. So let's first of all do rest. Are we playing against what? Mono Black Demons. I'll have stuff to deal with the Archfiend of the Dross. That sucks. That sucks, but it will kill him. So I'll take Anoint with Affliction out because it will take my Lumbering World Wagon, and I kind of want to keep it on the battlefield. I know. I'm such I only think about myself. I know. So far so good. Everything's working. The World Wagon is doing its thing, ramping me up a little bit. I kind of don't want to go Maelstrom Pulse on one Archfiend of the Dross, so I might take 6 to see if he plays another one, you know. Okay, that is perfect. I'll go immediately into another World Wagon, go get another one of these, and I'll just draw a card. Okay, half of the what we want to see it's here. Now we just need an Obliterator and Archfiend of the Dross on the battlefield, and our opponent is screwed. Seems easy. There we go. So now we wait for the Archfiend. Hopefully we will be able to find it. We'll just pass turn to find it. We'll be able to see our opponent play it. That's what I mean. Come on. Come on. Come on. Do it. Do it. Archfiend or the opening of the Ritual Chamber. Any big creature that we can put the Obliterator down, and just that's beautiful. I'm fairly certain the game will end next turn. Fairly certain, but we will see. So, Obliterator. Target creature fights that other one, and he just needs to remove everything on the battlefield. So, yep. that was pretty much what's it called, a board wipe. So kudos to our opponent though. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Kudos to our opponent though, he didn't really give up, which is great. He's rebuilding, can't really complain about that, you know. But that was fantastic to see. Oh, I should have cut down my own thingy there. But we will start doing some pretty interesting things now. You know, he's basically on a 1 turn clock after this attack. And yeah, I'll just pass turn and see what's up. Does he have another strategic betrayal? Because if he does, that's fine. If he doesn't, that's rough for him. Let's see. Anything he puts down, unless it's removal to Surak, obviously, and hopefully exile, because we do have 2 Virtue of Persistences, even though our opponent, you know, it doesn't know that, but we do have it. Okay, a Mosswood Dread Knight isn't terrible either. I think I want to draw because we might draw into something better. We did not, unfortunately, so I guess we'll just pass turn. If he tries to exile it, I'll cut down, obviously. If not, then our opponent is pretty much in top deck mode, and we will Okay, Bloodletter of Aclazots, that's fine. We will just kill it. Okay, the village. I want the cottage there. We will just kill it, attack. Our opponent goes down to 4. Yeah, and we would have got him. We would got him next turn. Either way, what a win. That Obliterator and Bushwhack thing really did work. I think it's one of the very few times I have an Obliterator do so much damage. It was literally everything our opponent had on the battlefield. 4 lands, 1 Archfiend of the Dross, and 1... what's it called? Unholy Annex in that case. That was crazy. The only thing I should have done different was, since he was completely tapped out, I should have tapped the Obliterator so I could attack with the Lumbering Whirlwagon, but I only thought of that after I was so keen into doing the Obliterator thing that I completely misplayed that, but you know, pretty decent. Let's get into another one. Oh man, I'm so happy with that win. It was so good, so oh my god, I was so happy because I never get to play an obliterator deck that actually works, you know. Like a lot of people have a lot of I'm going to keep, this is very risky, but I'm going to keep. A lot of people have a lot of success with obliterator decks, but I do not think I've had any so far. I will keep the Restless Cottage up just because if we need stuff for the Whirlwagon, we will need one. So I have nothing to play, so I'll go with that. Bushwhack, that's perfect. That's perfect. Okay, I think the Bushwhack Obliterator thing is going to be very important here. So next turn we will Ishla Village and Lumbering Whirlwagon. That sucks. I'm not gonna lie to you, that definitely sucks. We can also Surak and see what our opponent does, right? See what he has. Yeah, I think that's better actually. I think that makes a lot more sense in this situation. Okay, an Overlord, that's not surprising. He's not gonna attack either. It's also not surprising. Okay, I can't really wait any longer. I will Restless Cottage now, and I will go with that. Does not matter. We're gonna lose it immediately, but I'm going to attack. Start chipping away. I could wait for the Obliterator to hit. Okay, I'll take it. Obliterator into Overlord of the Hauntwoods, and let's see what our opponent does. He's going to take out the... Oh, it's not. Okay. Okay, I see you. I see you. Okay, so first I'm gonna do this. I'll take a Mosswood Dread Knight. That's 4. I'm gonna do that. And now I'm gonna do that. So first of all, I'm gonna see what he takes out, because he needs to take out 5 things. Okay, so the small creatures and 2 lands. I'll definitely take that. Okay, so he's gonna go to 20, but just come back down to 9. Okay, I'll definitely take that. You know, if he does not deal with Whirlwagon, we might win this next turn. Okay. Okay. So I kind of need to think now. First, let me go and do that. I don't want more land. I can go with that as well. You know what? No, I'm gonna go with this. And I'll follow the original plan, which is do this. Fortunately, no removal spell, but we are doing our part, you know. Since it's mono green, basically I'm not like super scared of hard removals, but okay, the Scrap Gorger is gonna have a bunch of blockers for next turn. Well, two. Well, one. Because we will actually kill that one and we got the win. This was a rough one as well, man. We managed to get the Obliterator to work pretty well again. Obliterator against an Overlord of the Hauntwoods, you know, we just chose to take everything out of the battlefield, which was kind of weird. I would have kept at least one wire might so I can take out the... oh, it's a non-creature artifact. Okay, so forget about it. I need to read the cards better. Our opponent did what he felt like he needed to do, but we still got the win. It was pretty good. Pretty good game. Let's get into another one. So very solid win so far. Let's see if I can get just one more against Boba Fett. Great name. Great name, man. So we have a Bushwhack. If we're playing against this card, which I have no idea, the Ballast is going to be fantastic. I think I'm going to keep. We have early removal as well, so I think this is good enough. Okay, so it is this card. I'm going to do that to the Gopher Throat because it's going to get exiled. So I kind of need to wait for this card. I'm going to go get immediately another land. And now we'll see what we do because... hey, that's all I wanted. See, that is all I wanted. It's not that difficult, right? Of course he has stuff. Of course he's gonna, I don't know, Momentum Breaker or whatever the hell they play. Liliana of the Veil, sure, why not? But, you know, we got 4 more life. Now we just need an Obliterator. Okay, Carcy Revenant. Okay, so what's he gonna take? Cut down, obviously, right? Is it cut down the best thing to take, actually? Because I have a lot of stuff. Yeah, I guess it is. Does he have something to kill the Revenant with?
I will miss you forever.
Okay, I guess he doesn't. So we're going to Virtue of Persistence. The Deep Cavern Bat. And we're going to try and kill Liliana. Okay, so everything's going our way, kinda. Nowhere to run. Okay, but that's fine-ish. That's not something I'm like too worried about. Okay, so I'm gonna put the other one in because once we get like 1 or 2 creatures in, the again, it sucks but expected. Okay, the Obliterator. I don't want to Obliterator right now, and we didn't get another land, so okay, so Sheoldred. That's a perfect target for an Obliterator. I just need 1 untapped land. Come on, 1 untapped land. Almost. We will take that though. I'll take the Ballast as well. So I'll just try and pass turn. With a little bit of luck, we will be able to actually Obliterator and Bushwhack again.
I will miss you forever.
I'll take the cut down. Come on, I do not ask for much. I do not ask for much. Come on. Okay, let's see if this does work. It does work. Fantastic. Brilliant. So now he's gonna take out the Nowhere to Run. And I don't know if the lands or the talent, but I would go with the talent. But he still needs to take out most of his stuff. So we are flying right now. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So there's no point in doing anything else. I'm just gonna draw. I'm gonna play the Dread Knight, Blooming March, because I don't mind if he makes me discard the Ballast. I don't want him to do that with the Ruthless Negotiator or Negotiation or whatever, but apart from that, I'm solid. So let's start gaining some life. And yeah, I'm just gonna pass turn. Right now, I have no reason to actually do anything else. That is beautiful, man. That's all I want to see. That is all I want to see. I do not ask for much. Yeah, you can go. You can deal that 1 damage for sure. So I'll go with that. You know what? I'm actually gonna Virtue of Persistence right now. If he has something to kill any of my creatures, I'm fine with that. I don't mind. I can just get them back next turn. So he's basically losing 7 life, going down to 8. Next turn, if he keeps playing Mirexes, hey Aclazots, that is perfectly fine. That is perfectly fine. What do I have that I want? Do I want an Obliterator? Nah, I think I'm gonna go with the smart play, which is the Shieldred. Because we're basically going to win this turn either way, so all good here. And we got the win, and we're gonna close this with a rank up. This is literally the first Obliterator deck that I play that works, goddammit. I really enjoy this, honestly. The deck works pretty well, but we'll talk about that in the final thoughts. Let's get into it. So, final thoughts, everyone. This deck performed perfectly, man. Honestly, there was like 1 or 2 situations where I felt like, okay, this might go very wrong, but usually I always felt in control of most things. I knew that I had a lot of options and a lot of stuff that we could draw that would take us out of any situation. We had a lot of cards that will give us, well, not a lot of cards. We have 1 card that gives us life. We have 1 card that serves as removal and life gain, and 1 card that has life link. So we can get life in more than 1 way. We get a lot of ramp with Lumbering World Wagon. What a card. This card is insane. I love this card as of today. Mosul Dread Knight is a all-around fantastic card. Duress was very helpful in a couple of games. Maelstrom Pulse against some decks will be the MVP, because the fact that it destroys all permanents with the same name as that permanent that you target this with just makes it a board wipe, basically. I can imagine this card being fantastic against token decks, especially artifact decks, you know, like when your opponents have 2 or 3 synthesizers on the battlefield. You can just either take out the synthesizers or all the tokens they created with it. So fantastic. Surak is very good because 1, it cannot be countered. We're in a meta where a lot of decks play with a lot of counters. You saw a game during this video where our opponent had a bunch of counters and Surak always hit the battlefield, and you can immediately crew the Lumbering World Wagon with Surak because it's a 4/3. So it's fantastic. It's also card draw. Cannot really complain. The 1 card that I would say was least helpful was Cut Down, mainly because we did not run into a lot of low to the ground strategies. So, you know, but we all know that mono red, EZ are extremely prevalent. Also the Pixie decks, all of them are extremely prevalent, so Cut Down will be very important for those. And obviously we cannot we cannot leave the Phyrexian Obliterator out of this conversation. It costs 4 black, but you're not running a single only green source except Ishla Village, and that was added by me. That was not on the original list. I just thought that the Surveil 2 would be very helpful in situations where you had nothing to play or nothing to do, and you know, at the end of your opponent's turn you could just Surveil and get better draws. Phyrexian Obliterator and Bushwhack, what a combo, man. You just play a Phyrexian Obliterator with 1 green mana up and your opponent starts shaking. You saw in one of the games where Phyrexian Obliterator was a little copy of Farewell. Our opponent lost creature, land, and the enchantment, so it was crazy, absolutely insane. There's not a lot more I could say. I don't really know where I would make this deck better. Probably the land base. I mean, you can take out one of the villages and the 3 blooming marches, and most likely put at least 3 more Llanowar Wastes and maybe 2 Restless Cottages. I know these come in tap all the time, unlike the Blooming Marches, but the Restless Cottage will be very helpful with the Lumbering World Wagon, you know, so you can make this 4/4 black and green or creature, and even if your opponent has something to kill it, you will get to crew it the Lumbering World Wagon with the Restless Cottage. So pretty decent, you know, great deck. I really think this deck is very fun. You have a lot of options, and I really think you can rank up quite a bit with it. I don't know if it's mythic level, you know, I don't know if it's S tier, but at least tier 1.5. At least tier 1.5. But anyway, guys, that was it. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to leave that like, comment, share, subscribe, you know. Every little thing helps and it's extremely appreciated. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one.